This past weekend was the No Kings protests, and well, today we have some very bad news for the Democrats, for the leftists, for the Hollywood celebrities out there coming from Trump in response to what happened. Once again, all of this is just nothing more than a major, spectacular backfire for the Democrats and the leftists. We're going to get into all the insanity today because there's a lot to cover when it comes to everything that has gone on since the protests, but this right here is absolutely hilarious. Somebody put up a billboard literally over a No Kings protest that was taking place that said, "Still your president." And indeed, today, nothing has changed. Trump is still the president. All of these protests accomplished nothing. And well, we have a lot of bad news to get into today for the Democrats and the leftists. This was something else that I thought was absolutely hilarious coming from the Team Trump account over on Instagram, where they posted this. It's just so hilarious. Trump has been trolling the living snot out of the Democrats. Now, there are a bunch of Hollywood celebrities that were attending these protests. As you can see, there's Pedro Pascal, all sorts of individuals here. Mark Ruffalo posting crap, Jamie Lee Curtis, the only orange monarch we want in the USA. Absolute cringe. But we have some other very serious things that we need to talk about in regards to the No Kings protests as well, including this absolutely disgusting thing that somebody did at one of the protests, showing getting blasted in the neck. No Kings protester mocks Charlie's assassination and signals a bullet to the neck. They want us all dead. I was watching some of the protests that were taking place, and most of the people were like old people. They're probably people that get all of their information, all of their news from places like CNN, and they don't understand what is actually happening in this country. We have some other pretty crazy news coming out about the No Kings protests. Your No Kings rally is literally sponsored by the Communist Party. Right down here, what do we have? CP USA as an official sponsor for the No Kings protests. That should tell you everything you need to know about what is going on here. A lot of the people that were organizing these protests were paid agents, all right? And there's a lot of information that is coming out about this that is showing that this entire thing was a complete and total sham. Absolutely disgusting. This is an attack on America. We have some really bad news for everybody today, all right? All the Democrats, the leftists, the celebrities out there, we know that you guys have been pushing this whole thing about
there were 7 million people at these protests. It was one of the greatest, biggest protests ever.
And well, we have some really bad news for you guys today because, yeah, this is pretty awkward. The No Kings movement has revised its official participation count, lowering the number from 7 million to between 2 and 3 million. But since then, the numbers have been revised even further. Organizer claims of 7 million rely on self-reported small events without verification, but city-specific data paints a different picture. This is real hard data we're talking about here. Aggregating verifiable reports from major hubs and locals yields about 1 to 1.5 million nationwide, not 7 million. So the real numbers are not at all what this 7 million number that is being touted by people like, even literally like people like Bernie Sanders, who's saying 7 million people came out for the largest demonstration today in our history. That is not at all what's going on here, and this is just yet another major L for the Democrats. But the L's don't stop there, because we also have Trump, the linchpin of this entire thing. Because the linchpin shows you exactly what is going on here, and that this whole thing was a complete and total backfire for the Democrats.
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs paid for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective. And the people were whacked out. When you look at those people, those are not representative of the people of our country.
Mr. President, besides San Francisco...
By the way, I'm not a king. I'm not a king. I work my ass off to make our country great. That's all it is. I'm not a king at all.
Boom. Absolutely spectacular coming from the president there. But just to put a nice bow to this entire thing, this was news that literally just dropped just a few minutes before I started making this video. U.S. Appeals Court green lights Trump's National Guard deployment in Portland, which just shows you that this entire thing was a complete and total flop. And it doesn't matter how many screeching blue-haired fat leftists come out to protest Trump, it doesn't make a difference because Trump is out here doing actual things, making real actions happen, and they cannot stop what he is doing to fix America, to make America great again, so they can continue to have their little tantrums. They can go ahead and do all of that. The Hollywood celebrities can all be, you know, having their circle jerk parties over this entire thing, but at the end of the day, it is all completely useless, and it is a total flop, a failure. So, with that being said, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.